Hi, what is up, guys? Losing Manic here, take two. This is the second time of me making a video. I want to talk about the terrible, or why I'm a terrible review person, but then it's just me went off and talking about Cyberpunk for 15 minutes again, like all of my videos at the moment. So instead, I want to talk about Fallout New Vegas, but instead focus on the DLC stuff because I've been meaning to make a video like this, like dedicated to its own personal thing. Because I did talk about it in the review, but I've I feel like I probably missed down some stuff. So, and plus, I love the DLCs in this game so much. I think second to Fallout 4's DLCs, or maybe first to, and then Fallout 4 would be second. Even though Fallout 4 is my favorite Fallout game of all time, but but these DLCs are still amazing. So I do want to talk about them. Now, I have thought about going in order based off how they play. So like Dead Money, Lonesome Road, Old World Blues, and Honest Hearts. But I feel like I should go in order based off the story of it. So it would be Dead Money, Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, and then Lonesome Road. So, but if it shows up here, I'll go in that order. So first is now this is my opinion. So if you don't like my opinion, sorry. So first is, and I'm not going to be including the Gunrunners Arsenal, although I might, but I definitely won't include Courier's stash because it's pretty straightforward, pretty cool, I guess. Um, Although I might include Gunrunners Arsenal, but one step at a time. Just like that one pop song, I forgot who sings it. So first is Dead Money, as appeared on this case. Dead Money is alright. It's not as good as some of the other ones, but or it's definitely not as good as some of the other ones because I don't want to spoil my thoughts. It is definitely ranked number 3 on this of the 4, so it's I guess it's the middle. Because I have very negative things to say about one of the DLCs, and that may surprise you, considering the fact it is not one of the most hated DLCs in this game. But yeah, Dead Money. I just find it. I just find this one highly unnecessary. Or well, okay, not highly unnecessary, but pretty much unnecessary. Because if you ask me, this follows more so along the story of Elijah, or I guess in this case, Veronica, as opposed to the Courier. You only learn about the Courier's story through the endings and Christine, for the most part, because. But the other two, or I guess Elijah as well, but the other two main people, Dean Domino and Dog, have nothing to do with the story. But, I mean, I guess, but it is more verbal story as opposed to the holotape story, which you find in Old World Blues. Um, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I do understand why people don't like this DLC. Because of the fact that that goddamn sequence where you have to like maneuver through speakers, all undestroyed except for one, or whenever you break into the vault. Plus the fact that the gold is heavy as shit. But I don't use the gold because I have no way to properly spread out my gold or make the gold useful. So I I wouldn't know. So but yeah, otherwise it's a pretty good DLC. This and one other one are DLCs that I regret starting, just because of how awful they are. But I think I hate Dead Money just because of how difficult it is, and the other one I just hate starting. Period. So yeah, next is Lonesome Road, the second best DLC in this game, in my opinion. It kind of wraps up everything. I do love a bit of challenge in my games, but not Dead Money Impossible, um, or not impossible like Dead Money, but very, very, or very difficult. There have been multiple times where I play games difficultly, like in the near future, I'm gonna be doing Cyberpunk on very hard. I've beaten a lot of Call of Duties on veteran. I have done Horizon Zero Dawn New Game Plus maximum of very hard. I haven't gone to ultra hard, which is something I want to do. So I very much like challenge to an extent that they don't piss me off like Dead Money. But this one is a very challenging. It's a very challenging DLC. Not enough to make me want to slam my fucking controller against the TV, but definitely enough to just be like, oof, god damn it. You know, it's just that little bit of rage that comes in. You know, like whenever you work very hard on a project and then all of a sudden the Word document just doesn't save and then crashes, and then you have to do that shit all over again. Just that little bit of anger and dead inside that you feel. Something like that, although I guess that would be worse than Dead Money, but whatever. Or just that little bit of regret of like, why did I do this? That sort of thing. That's kind of how I feel towards Lonesome Road, and I like that feeling, surprisingly enough. Or weirdly enough, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Plus, Ulysses is an amazing person. Well, okay, not amazing in the sense of like he's a good person, because he's very vengeful over some shit. And I do love the Eddie in the game. He's very he's very emotional. He bobs up and down out of excitement. He like does that when he's sad. It's so adorable and awesome. And I will say my favorite armor, I do prefer light armor. I didn't before, because I do have the non-Ultimate Edition of the game. I just have plain vanilla Fallout, but I do also have all the DLCs. And before, I was a medium armor person, which I think is no, the T-51 is heavy. But I was a medium armor person. Or I guess I was a heavy armor no, I was medium, because I hate metal armor. So I guess I was a medium armor person in Fallout New Vegas, but I think heavy armor for Fallout 4. I think that, or not Fallout 4, Fallout 3, which is where the heavy armor comes in. Oh no, I'm a light armor person. I'm all over the place with this, but I'm a light armor person, and so yeah, give me a moment. Sorry, I got a text. I was trying to figure out what that was. It's nothing I should be concerned about. So yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, I'm a light armor person, and they do add an amazing light armor to this, the Curious and Ulysses Duster, which I find amazing in the game. As some of you guys may know, if you guys watch my Fallout New Vegas builds, I used Ulysses Duster for my hardcore sniper character and my hardcore very hard, or as I call it, very hardcore cowboy character, because you can reap the benefits of the light armor stuff. You could also use Ulysses armor, or not Ulysses armor, Joshua Graham's armor, but I do like the look of the Duster as a whole. So yeah, so something like that is pretty interesting. I love the Lonesome Road. Now, on the opposite end of things I despise, Old World Blues. Why the fuck is this a DLC? I don't get it. Old World Blues is the DLC I despise the most. Here's why. First of all, I'm scared of snakes. So Night Stalkers, or I'm scared of snakes, I love dogs, so Night Stalkers is a very terrifying thing. Because in fact, it is mostly a snake. It's mostly resembling a snake. The only thing that isn't a snake is the body. Other than that, you're basically getting attacked by a walking fucking snake. A rattlesnake at that, which is the most terrifying of all snakes, because you can hear it coming. Although all snakes are terrifying, whether cute or not. Another thing, why the fuck is this a DLC? They add nothing to the Curious story. All they add, which I don't really care about story, but in a game like this, I would expect something. The only thing that adds to the story is the fact that after Hoover Dam, the Courier takes over Old World Blues, and the fact that if you want to get a good ending, unless you're doing an energy weapon character, which uses science and intelligence and energy weapons, if you want to get a good ending, you need to ruin your character to get the good ending. Well, you do with Old World or Dead Money, but at least it's for something useful, like speech or whatnot. But in this, you need to use energy weapons, science, intelligence, which if you're playing a dumbass character is borderline impossible to do. So, plus not to mention the fact it is one of the two of the three DLCs that don't add to me, just makes it worse because you can't leave and they have a stupidly low supply of ammunition. At least in Dead Money, you're given all your supplies are gone, but at least the police pistol is common everywhere, which means you could easily just go through and get the stuff you need. You can find, plus with Dean's stashes, there's that, and in Honest Hearts, you're just you know to stack up well, but at least the enemies have proper guns that you can use. Or if anything, you can pick those up and use them. But with this, you have no clue what weapons they're gonna use. And if you want to resupply yourself, like if you're using, say, if you're using the medicine stick or the brush gun or whatever, no one in the game, at least to my knowledge, uses 4570 government ammo. None of them do. To my knowledge, at least, I haven't seen anything. The only time I've seen people use 4570 government ammo was the Honest Hearts. And then, not to mention, they constantly talk all the time. There are three mandatory things you have to do, which me complaining about Old World Blues could also be contradicted when I talk about Honest Hearts, but that's the point. That's not the point. And overall, this is just a terrible thing. This is a terrible DLC. And if you add, it's difficult, but it feels like it takes for fucking ever. It takes so goddamn long to do, and you just sit here like, oh, well, I sit here like, why? I regret starting this goddamn DLC every time. Like even on my way to do the first quest, I regret my decision because all the enemies charge at you at once. You have police dogs, night stalkers, goddamn, what the fuck are those called? Lobotomites. All of this goddamn bullshit that charge at you at once, wasting your goddamn ammo because it's so hard to kill. And then, not to mention, you have to go through the shit all over again if you want to get a decent ending or make use of some of your weapons. So that is out of the picture. And as a whole, again, they don't add much to the story as Lonesome Road or even Dead Money. Now, it does add more compared to Honest Hearts, but you do get an understanding as to who you're tracking down, as opposed to yourself, but that's besides the point. So yeah, I could go on and on talking about Old World Blues, but I can't think of anything else. So I could just rehash the argument entirely, but I'm moving on. Next and finally, my favorite DLC, Honest Hearts. Honest Hearts is an amazing DLC. Now, a lot of people say that it didn't add much, and to that I agree. But there are certain things I do like about this. One, the religious nature of it. I'm not a religious person. This is a very controversial point, but religion fascinates me. So something like this is awesome. Now, I get it. Placing something on a high bar because of religion is very weird, but I don't think that's the reason I put this on a high bar. I put this on a high bar because I love Caesar's Legion. And of course, you get one of the first Legion or legates in Caesar's Legion, which is Joshua Graham. Which some people may think is the redeeming part of Honest Hearts, but personally I think there's more. There's the armor. You can get Joshua Graham's armor, which adds +3 to critical chance. You have a light shining in darkness, which is unique of an already DLC added 45 pistol. You have different enemies. You have Yao Guai. You have... And this goes beyond the story at this point. This goes beyond Honest Hearts itself. There's different armors you can get. There's different weapons. There's different companions. There's different ways you can go at this. Which contrary to what you say, you don't have to beat Dead Money or Honest Hearts to finish it. you could just if you play on hardcore mode, you could just let your companions die, which I don't know why you would, but you can do that, and then you still get the stuff needed for the at the end. I think, I'm not sure. But overall, it's a really amazing DLC. And one I am very excited to, I get very excited to play first. Now, this is the only one I know that doesn't have a level requirement. I think it's level 10. I'm watching Kato Genesis Fallout New Vegas series, and he said that like you have to be level 10 to start Dead Money, or not Dead Money, Honest Hearts. I don't know if that's true. Well, you can start it at any level, but I think they advise you do it at level 10 because it would go 10 for Honest Hearts, then 15 for Old World Blues, and then 20 for Dead Money, and then 25 for Lonesome Road. Which kind of adds the difficulty a bit more. So you go from like, oh, this isn't too difficult, to fuck you, you're gonna die a lot. And then it's just like, okay, because what I noticed with, now I feel like I'm branching off into separate DLCs. What I noticed is that with Dead Money, the first time you do it, it sucks, and then you do it 3 to 4 more times, and now you got the hang of it. But with Old World Blues, you don't get the hang of anything. I still don't have a hang on Old World Blues. I have a hang of Honest Hearts, Lonesome Road, and Dead Money, but I still have no proper way of going at Old World Blues. I could just start with the closest and then branch out a bit. But I feel like something like that is just, it's all over the place. I feel like they spawn enemies at like random times, so even you don't know, or you can't even predict what's going on. But as a whole, I do think that this is the better. I feel like Honest Hearts is, well, okay, I know. Honest Hearts is an amazing DLC that I feel like deserves a bit more credit than it gives, because and I feel like Old World Blues deserves the bottom of the barrel. They don't even deserve to be in the barrel. That's how bad this is for me. I'm pretty sure I've died more times in Old World Blues than Dead Money and Lonesome Road, because I get the hang of Lonesome Road. And again, I don't get the hang of Lobotomize, because you barely fast travel anywhere. There are enemies surrounding you everywhere in Old World Blues that you can't. Well, okay, granted, you can unlike Dead Money, you can fast travel in Old World Blues, but good fucking luck trying to do so, because you're always constantly chased after by enemies. At least I am, because I want to reserve ammunition, because one, the sync doesn't refill his ammunition stock, and two, if you want a decent amount of 45-70 government ammo, you know the best you're gonna get? 10. You're gonna get 10 45 government ammo. And that's what makes Lonesome Road good, is you can just leave whenever. You can come back from the Lonesome Road. If you're running out of 45 government ammo for your medicine stick, which is one of the best guns in the game, if we're talking about Gunrunner's Arsenal, which is why I constantly talk about it, because I love the medicine stick. So, but if you want to use 45-70 government ammo, or if you run low and maybe they don't have any in the commissary, guess what? You can head over to the Gunrunners and get some more. Unlike the other 3 DLCs. But yeah, next I do want to talk about Gunrunner's Arsenal for a moment, because it doesn't add much story to it, but I do feel like it does add more to it than the Courier Stash, because it just gives you weapons and new armor. But this one just gives you new weapons, more unique weapons. Kind of adds uniques to non-unique weapons, like the Power Fist. Is there? I don't think there's a unique Power Fist in the base game. I'm not sure. I know there's a unique Displacer, and that's about it. Yeah, I don't think there's a unique Power Fist in the base game. If there is, no clue. So with Gunrunner's Arsenal, I do love the weapons. Like I mentioned before, Medicine Stick is by far my favorite weapon. I think that's I've used Paciencia for a time. One of the characters I have yet to do is an energy weapons character, that and melee and unarmed only characters. I've used melee in this game before. I've used Blood Net multiple times, but with something like this, I have yet to do energy weapons, melee, and unarmed solo characters, which I think I might do. And Gunrunner's Arsenal adds a lot more choices to the game. They don't add uniques for every possible weapon, because like I don't think there's a unique trail carbine still. There's no unique assault carbine. It's just the Gunrunner's Arsenal edition of the. It's just the unique. Or they do, but it's just a Gunrunner's Arsenal thing. But there's no named one like the All American for the. Marksman carbine or Pushy for the displacer glove. Or is it the two-step goodbye for the ballistic fist? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, no, that's the unique power fist. Whatever, doesn't matter. But they don't. They do add uniques of themselves, but in a sense, it doesn't. It's not as good. You have more modifications. Like they do have anti-material rifle modifications, but only if you use the Gunrunner's Arsenal version of the anti-material rifle, which I think is good. But there are some stuff I feel I don't understand. Again, I haven't used them. I haven't used some of the modifications, so I don't understand why they're out there. Like power fist modifications, it's just a fist. I think it'd be fun if you add like brass knuckle modifications. That would make it more useless, but thankfully they didn't. A plasma defender. The plasma defenders are pretty good enough gun anyway, so I don't understand why they would make it already better. But that's just me. But I feel like as a whole, Gunrunner's Arsenal is pretty good. They do add quests, or more, not quests, more challenges to the game. So that is one that is very interesting and one I enjoy very much. Even though I haven't gone through all of them because I need to. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. I think I went through all of the possible ones I wanted to talk about, and yeah, so I'm gonna end this episode here. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below what's your favorite DLC and why, and what is your least favorite DLC and why. If it wasn't obvious by now, Old World Blues is like my least favorite DLC of all time, and then Honest Hearts is number 1. But since I have to put it in the top 4, Old World Blues is number 4. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe later if you change your mind, and it's free. Who doesn't like free stuff unless it's some rich bastard? I don't know why I said bastard. I just got angry for a moment. Unless it's some rich person living in Beverly Hills, then in which case free is just a handout. Well, okay, free is a handout, but whatever. And hit that bell notification because I don't have a schedule, and share with your friends because it could really help out this channel. And who knows, maybe if you don't like my content, someone else, maybe your friends would. I'm not sure. Although if you don't like my channel, why would you recommend my channel to someone? I'm just gonna close off anyway. Loser Maniac out.